Wrestlemania 25, emanating out of the Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. Now, I believe that's where WrestleMania 17 was as well. So, that's a bit of history for you there. And let's get into the card, shall we? First match is Money in the Bank. CM Punk wins it for the second year in a row, beating Kane, Mark Henry, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Kofi Kingston, Christian and Finlay. Again, this is another good Money in the Bank ladder match, but not as good as last year's. Last year's was one of the best of all times, in my opinion. Well, 24 being last year, obviously, not 27. Yeah, good match. That's all I can say about it, really. You know what you get with Money in the Bank ladder matches, high sports galore, and yeah, basically CM Punk wins. Next up, we had Santino Marella winning a 25 Diva Battle Royal to crown Miss WrestleMania. This is stupid. This basically shits all over the women's division, doesn't it? Yeah, let's get forward. Chris Jericho then defeats Roddy Piper, Ricky Steamboat and Jimmy Snuka. Now, this is what I like about celebrity involvement and also the older wrestlers getting involved, is that these three guys all put over Chris Jericho. And of course, they were all far past the prime, but Ricky Steamboat had a great match here. I remember him getting lots of fans by wrestling this match, and they were all going, do you know what, that old man is really, really good. But yeah, Jericho wins. In the end, Mickey Rourke comes in and punches him out. Next up, Extreme Rules match. Matt Hardy beats Jeff Hardy in a very, very good Extreme Rules match. The sibling rivalry going into this was the storyline. Oh, the storyline for the Jericho, Piper and Snuka and Steamboat match was that Jericho hated that all the old timers were still hogging the spotlight, and they kept on coming back to hog the spotlight. So that's what that was all about. Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, was just about sibling rivalry basically. Matt Hardy was the heel, Jeff was the face, and Matt ended up getting the win with a side effect on the chair. That was a pretty good match, to be honest. Next up, Rey Mysterio beats JBL in about 5 seconds to win the IC title. Now, this was basically JBL's way of leaving the company because he got embarrassed by Rey Mysterio and then goes, you know what, I quit, you'll never see me again. And it was great heel work from him, and that I love the dedication from him, the fact that he played his character so well. I'm going to win this. He beats Rey Mysterio down before the match, orders the referee, start the match. Referee starts the match, and then Rey Mysterio quickly ends up beating him, hitting him with the 619 and maybe the West Coast pop for the victory. Next up, we had Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels in one of the best matches of all time. Best WrestleMania match of all time, one of the best anyway. Very, very, very good match. This went about over half an hour. There's so much good stuff in this match. You know, Undertaker would hit Michaels with everything: a chokeslam, the last ride, a tombstone, and he'd kick out of them all, apart from the final tombstone when Michaels was on the top rope. Does the backwards flip, forgot what it's called, moonsault. Undertaker catches him perfectly, a tombstone, bam, 1, 2, 3. Undertaker likes to do that at WrestleMania, get the win out of nowhere. I don't know if you've noticed that. Yeah, there's that spot in the match as well where Undertaker dives over the top rope and just nosedives and just head first to the ground. That was such painful viewing. However, this is one of the only matches ever, along with CM Punk Cena for Money in the Bank this year, where the very next day I wanted to rewatch this again. Straight away, I wanted to rewatch this match because this match was so good. Next up, triple threat for the World Heavyweight title. Edge defends against Big Show and John Cena. This is when Edge had his edge heads in Ryder and Hawkins. It's also when he was with Vicky Guerrero. She offered the match to Big Show, but then somehow John Cena got involved. Can't remember how specifically, but basically John Cena beats them both. There's a moment in the match where he has them both up for an FU. Big Show and Edge. Imagine just trying you sat at home like me, an average human being trying to pick up Edge, and he's picked up Edge and the Big Show. Insane feat of strength. Cena ends up getting the win. Same old shit, really, isn't it, WWE? And then in fact, I wouldn't call this the PG era or the ruthless aggression or anything like that. I would call this era that I'm talking about now the same old shit era, because it's the same stuff on top every single year in terms of WrestleMania. And there's to prove it, Triple H defeats Randy Orton to keep hold of his WWE Championship. Again, Triple H on top of the card. This is, I think, the first time Randy Orton had gone in to the direct main event. He was on the semi-main last year with Mysterio and Angle. But this is a good match. The storyline going into it was that Orton was targeting all the McMahon family, and he was a fucking huge heel at the time, really giving it to Triple H. Really, you know, I think Triple H is like handcuffed or something. So Orton RKO Stephanie, then leans over and kisses her. You know, bad heel stuff. But yeah, Triple H ended up getting them, and this is actually a decent storyline, to be fair, although it was the same old shit. Yeah, that is about it. Oh, the people who were in the Women's Battle Royal were Beth Phoenix, Melina, Santina Morella, of course, Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Jackie Haas, Gillian Hall, Joy Giovanni, Katie Lee Birchall, Kelly Kelly, Layla, Maria Maurice, Michelle McCool, Mickey James, Molly Holly, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendez, Sunny, Tiffany, Tori Wilson, and Victoria. They had Sunny and Molly Holly both come back for this, and they didn't. It was just so stupid the way they didn't really build it up, and they didn't really give us much anticipation for this match. Just we're going to have it, and then they didn't introduce any of the women as they all came down to the ring. Kid Rock was singing, and yeah, they all just got in the ring and then had this battle royal where Santina basically buries the whole women's division. Well, I suppose he could. He's that comedy character, but they could have done with women winning it. Match of the card, obviously Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Money in the Bank wasn't too shabby. Neither was the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy match. Obviously, the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy match, because they're siblings, they've got great chemistry. This review is really, really short. This may be a bad one, I apologise. Yeah, the Jericho handicap matches also quite good. Celebrity involvement this year, we had Mickey Rourke. Can't remember who else, to be honest. Basically, this show was okay. This was an okay show. It was saved by the huge match like Jericho, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels being on the card. That sort of lifted everything else up, in my opinion. And what do you guys think of WrestleMania 25? What do you think of this review? Thank you for watching. If this review didn't satisfy your needs, go back and watch another one of mine, because this is the worst one, I believe, in my WrestleMania series. It's the shortest one as well. I've put as much information into it as I could, to be honest. I don't really know much about the other backstories. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels backstory. The year before, they were both the last two in the Royal Rumble. I remember that much, but I can't remember why they were feuding this year. But yeah, with that, I'm out. Thank you very much for watching. Comment being down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you very soon with another review of WrestleMania 26.